Okay, now it's time to learn how to hold the bow. But first, I sure am thirsty. Ah, that was good. And notice how I'm holding. Notice how I'm holding this bottle of water. Maybe it looks unnatural to some of you, but I think most of you probably hold a bottle of water somewhat similar to this. This is kind of the same way you're going to hold a violin bow. I think holding the violin bow or holding the bow for any string instrument is probably the most difficult part in playing the instrument. So we'll try to make this as simple as possible. But this will probably be hard for a little while. It's okay. It's still hard for me after 20-something years of playing. So, first way we'll start learning how to hold the bow is with a pencil. So find yourself a nice brand new red pencil or yellow pencil. Color doesn't really matter. First thing you want to do is make a letter C with your thumb and middle finger. A letter C. You want your middle finger to kind of come over your thumb a tiny bit, just kind of dangle over the tip of your thumb a tiny bit. You want to take the pencil and you want to insert the pencil in between. So right now it looks like this. Middle finger and thumb are holding on to the pencil. And then drop your fingers down so that you've got this shape where your two middle fingers are together and your index finger and your pinky finger are kind of separate from the two of them. If you hold it upside down, it kind of looks like this. And you want this to be extremely relaxed. Like I said, this is probably the hardest part about playing any string instrument. There's a trick to doing this when we do it on the bow that I will show all of you in a moment. But remember this shape. So again, your hand, your fingers should be in this shape. And just to review this, the letter C with your thumb and middle finger, slip the pencil in between, and drop the rest of your fingers down. Now let's try this with the bow. Actually, if you want to practice this when you get really good at it, or when you figure out how to do it, you can do it with a toothbrush. So you can practice every time you brush your teeth, you can do it with a toothbrush. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so with the bow, I'm going to do it a little bit different. I haven't talked about the parts of the bow yet, but this bottom end of the bow, we call that the frog, and I'm going to be referring to that a good bit in this lesson. What we're going to do is, just like with the pencil, make a letter C with thumb and middle finger, but when we clamp down, we're going to actually clamp down on the frog, so the thumb will be underneath the frog, and the middle finger will be on top of the stick. So now you know two parts of the bow. The frog, this portion right here, and the stick, which is the main part of the bow. So again, letter C. Clamp down, frog, thumb on the frog, middle finger on the stick, boom. Then everything else is the same as I explained with the pencil. So you should look just like that. And again, this should feel like and even look like you're holding on to a bottle of water. Boy, I'm thirsty again. Same grip. So, this is what it should look like eventually. If this feels funny or if this looks funny to you when you're doing it at home, that's okay. It's normal. It's the hard part of playing a string instrument. After you've got your good bow grip, take your pinky and tap it on top of the stick. See if you can do that about 20 times so you get really good at putting your pinky in the right place. Now your pinky is important because that's where the balance will come from on your bow. Your first finger is the weight, and that's where you'll get most of your sound production from. You could actually play with just your first finger and your thumb if you wanted to, but you wouldn't have much control over the stick. So we will keep revisiting bow grip. If this is difficult, or if this isn't making much sense in the beginning, or if it's really, really hard, keep reviewing this lesson over and over and over again, and it will eventually get better.